Hello YouTube modelers. I'm going to do a quick mail call. Received this shop card from Mike over at Scale Speedworks around 2 weeks ago. So go check him out. He does great comparisons of actual one-to-one model cars and the genesis of the kits that are based on them. He has multiple kits of sometimes of a certain model of different years, and it's just interesting to hear and watch his videos on the development of some of those kits on certain models. So I'll have his channel and everyone else's in the description. Also, Dan at 60s Rule, I met him at the IPMS Mosquito Con recently. I love his shop card with the old adverts. Actually, the one over here kind of looks familiar. I remember when Monogram was advertising their large-scale Jaguars. But I seen this kit that Dan brought. Had the planters on the inside, the Ford Econoline van. So that's very cool. And he doesn't live too far. He's from Long Island. I also got a card from Jared B. Jared has been a long-time supporter of my channel. When I first started, always comments. I like his shop card. I think it's a Sportster because the rear shocks indicate it's not a hardtail, and the short wheelbase doesn't seem to indicate it's a big Harley, so I think it's one of the baby ones. And 883 or possibly a 1200. But anyway, I like the thick, meaty tires. But I think it's a Sportster. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert on Harleys. But anyway, I'll have everyone's channel in the description channel. Go check them out if you haven't done so already. And also thank you for the kind words on the back and for the encouragement words on the envelope, Jarrett. Alright, YouTube modelers, so this is an update on the P-38 Lightning. So I started to throw in some color, and so far I've painted everything that's inside the fuselage interior green or medium green. So all these pieces of green. Painted the interior instrument panel, seats. Basically it's a mixture of medium green, olive, gray, silver. These are green, the missiles. Some of these silver parts will be sprayed silver once I put everything together, so it'll be sprayed all at once. The radar dome will not be used because I'm not doing a night fighter. The decals are to be used last. The clear plastic is going to have to do the canopy frame soon. But for the most part, here are the colored parts. Didn't color the machine guns yet, flat black. So here goes the figures. So the figure on the left was painted per its instructions, and that looks more like the European theater because he's wearing a dark brown leather jacket. But since this one should be the Japanese and the Pacific theater, because the decals show Japanese kills on the side of the fuselage, I'm going to use the one on the right because that one I painted by putting on the life preserver, because when you're flying over the Pacific Ocean, most of them wore life preservers, not the heavier leather jacket for the European cold weather. So here is what they look like. Forgot how tedious it was to paint all these details, like the pilot's instrument panels. Hopefully I didn't botch their faces. So some more of the side panels. Joystick. Alright, so I think that's about it. So I'll be back when there's more progress. Alrighty, so the front fuselage or wing tops and bottoms are being glued together. Interior. Pilot is in the interior. I have to remember to put the weight in the nose. But pretty much everything's rubber band. They seem to line up. Hopefully the excess model glue will ooze inward and not outward, so the rubber bands don't get glued onto the plastic, but it's just a matter of waiting. I'm pretty much maybe 55 to 60% done. There are some parts I will not be using, like the other variants of the Lightning that I'm not building. But anyway, fuselage is put together. I covered some of the things I don't want sprayed, because I'm going to spray the whole plane airframe as one piece. My first time attempting to putty up the seams. I really didn't use that much putty, so hopefully it'll do the job, or else you'll see a seam. But anyway, did some puttying, covered up the landing gear bay, the canopy, and where the supercharger is going to be. But everything else should be silver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to spray some parts chrome, cover it up, spray it in silver metallic, and then cover it up and spray the non-reflective glare paint on the nose and the inside part of the engine booms. Everything else is covered up and ready to go for spray painting. Some will be silver, some will be flat black. I also have to do the nose props in red. The wheels was messy because I have to paint the toy in flat black anyway, but you can see the silver paint was messy. So I'm going to take a toothpick and paint between the wheels because I want it blocked out. Canopy glass is done. Use a toothpick. And I attempted a steady hand, so it came out okay. I don't even have a brush that thin. So the detail is really not that prominent on these canopy pieces. So you kind of need to be careful trying to do a straight line. And that's where I am right now.